G'day mate, Clint Anderson here from Downunder Horsemanship. You know what? Horses are a beautiful creature. They're smart, they're very graceful, they're strong, they're athletic. But that at times they can also be very dangerous. Pressure. I don't truly believe horses are dangerous by nature, but they don't realize how big they are. They don't realize how strong they are. They move very, very quickly. When you can gain your horse's respect and learn how to control your horse, not only can you do it safely with your horse, but you can also get your horse to enjoy the time that he spends with you. My job, or my core purpose here at Downunder Horsemanship, is to inspire the dreams of horsemen. And I'm going to show you by understanding, by moving the horse's feet forwards, backwards, left and right, and gaining that horse's respect, there isn't anything that you can't teach your horses. All you have to do, mate, to get tremendous success with your horse is follow the Downunder Horsemanship method. So listen, mate, sit back, relax, because we're going to inspire you with the method. Watch out.
When you go to lift up his hind feet, he kicks out at you. Once it happens, there's no recovery.
He's been dangerous, for anyone that handles him. And most of all, my farrier.
He's at a danger stage right now.
He didn't like that, did he? So I stay in here. Stay in here.
The last 2 cycles of trimming, we've been unable to get his back feet trimmed, and that's when I decided we needed some real help.
I'm Clinton Anderson, and I have a method for training horses. Getting horses to behave is simple. It's training people that's the real trick. Join me as I tackle some of the most challenging situations with problem horses and with problem owners.
G'day mate, how are you?
I'm good.
What's your name?
Thank you. Cindy Love.
Cindy, pleasure to meet you, Cindy.
Nice to meet you.
Well, come on back here, mate. Well, thank you so much for coming to the ranch here today. It's a beautiful day here in Stephenville, Texas. Now, tell me a little bit about your horse. First of all, where did you travel from?
Well, I live in Sunset, Texas. This is a 7-year-old Mecum Blue Gelding.
Okay.
It's won a little less than 10,000 cutting.
Okay, so cutting's your preferred sport,
Yes.
correct? Okay, that's a lot of fun.
Blue has gotten a habit of kicking, or anytime we try to work with his feet or get around his back legs, he's been dangerous, for anyone that handles him, and most of all, my farrier.
Well, the issue with Blue is primarily his hind feet. When you approach his hind feet, he gets what I would consider to be nervous, and then when you go to lift up his hind feet, he kicks out at you.
He started kicking when he was approximately 3, and it just is, we've tried to work around it, and it's just gotten worse and worse over time, become a terrible habit.
Watch out.
Usually, once it happens, it's gone. There's no recovery. It just progressively gets worse. He's kicked me twice so far, and that's pretty bad. Once it happens, it's hard to, gain control of him again, and usually your day's over with him. It's real frustrating. You take a horse that a few years ago I was able to crawl under and get around without no problem, until now you can't. You can't get around him, and you're obviously nervous when you do get around him, and it's not a good thing.
My expectations for today was to really see how his methods work, and where to begin, and how to use them, and not only on this horse, but other horses that I have. And I think it, you know, it's really going to be valuable for me.
Hold it. Now, if he wants to kick out at me, I'm going to yield his hindquarters here.
Step up your horsemanship with the Clinton Anderson method. Now available in a complete set. Fundamentals starts you on your journey to ultimate control. As you learn to communicate with your horse, earn his trust and respect, and gain control of his body. Intermediate opens the door to ultimate performance as you build on your knowledge to create a safe, willing, and supple partner you control with a feather-light touch. And now, all new, advanced, delivers ultimate inspiration to fine-tune your application of the method and reach the highest level of horsemanship. Clinton Anderson offers you the ultimate collection of his wildly popular training method kits at a packaged price.
So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw this rope at him, and more than likely he's going to get very frightened or upset about this, okay? And he's going to want to run, and I'm going to let this horse run, except I'm going to keep his head tipped towards me so he gives me two eyes. My first approach when working with this horse is to forget the feet. I just had to get the fear out of the horse and gain the horse's respect. So I know Cindy brought the horse for me to, specifically work with his legs. What I had to try to get her to understand is that if we would have gone to the legs straight away, it would have ended up in a wreck. We had to find a starting point and a communication point between me and the horse and then build from there. Well, when I first threw the rope at the horse, he reacted badly, he really ran away, okay? And I knew I was going to be able to fix the problem. What I didn't know is to what level I could fix it. You know, these type of habits have taken years to develop. I think we got that horse probably 70% as good as he could be in one day. I think the other 30% to get him absolutely perfect was going to take 2 to 3 days of just repetition, just practicing. This is very typical of a cutting horse. Whenever they get scared, they want to think back, okay? Because a lot of cutting is backing over, backing over. So notice when he was getting upset just then, I just kept moving the rope, didn't I? I didn't stop. Now he stopped moving his feet. Now you couldn't see that just then, but he started licking his lips. Right. So now I'm going to rob him here. Good boy.
That was a typical reaction from him, is being afraid, and it was my normal reaction would be to back off and stay calm. And I learned today that that's the wrong thing to do. I'm doing the opposite. I've never done anything like that to him. It was caught him totally off guard. He wasn't used to me running at him with the rope, but I think it was pretty cool to see how he finally succumbed and decided it would be better to just stand still.
There.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, now just start spanking the ground in a circular motion. Use your big arm, rotate at the shoulder. Spank faster now, come on. Shorten up your lead rope a little bit. Shorten up your lead rope, keep spanking, keep spanking. Come on, get in there, Cindy. You know I'm gonna start yelling at you. Run, run, Cindy, run. Run with him, Sydney. That's it, Cindy, run with him. Keep going, keep moving your arm. Big arm, big arm. Bump his head back towards you. There you go. Get your hand up by his eye. Your right hand up by his eye. That's it. Keep spanking. Is your arm getting tired? Keep going. Now get closer to his shoulder. 45-degree angle to his shoulder. Circle around. Make that stick go behind you. Make the stick go behind you. Big, yes. Big circle. Come on, rotate it. There you go. That's what I'm after. Now he stood still. Is he showing you any sign of relaxing yet?
Yeah, he hasn't licked his lips.
No, he hasn't shown us any sign yet. He stood still. Now retreat and rub him with the stick. Rub with the stick. Rub. I usually just like play the violin. Just go back and forth like that. Okay. Now do it again. Cindy realized today that the more you try to scare your horse, the more you desensitize them to spooky objects, the quieter they get. But the more you sneak around them, the more you protect them, and especially take that pressure away when they overreact, the worse the horse becomes. So sneaking around a horse is a major no-no.
Check out our latest catalogue from Downunder Horsemanship. It's filled with beautiful imagery and in-depth information on all the products used in this show. Visit our website or call this number and we'll send it to your door free of charge.
Thing I want to do here is I want to get a little bit of control of his hindquarters here and get him so that anytime I want, I can cause his hind feet to step away from me. So this is what we call yield the hindquarters stage 1. I'm just going to use the rope because I'm going to use that more when I work with his back legs. Her idea of groundwork is leading the horse to the barn, leading him to the horse trailer and leading him to the arena. Okay, so I don't mean any disrespect for Cindy, but I don't believe she's done any groundwork, and that's okay. That's what I'm here to teach her to do. Horses are basically lazy creatures. So every time he does something wrong, I'm going to put his feet back to work. And by moving his feet, we'll get two things to happen. We're going to get him to respect us, and we're going to get him to use the thinking side of his brain. Move that hindquarters, please. Excellent. Rightio. So, that was our first sign of respect just then. Meaning that we started what? Moving his feet. And he wasn't too bad. A little resistant, but not too bad. If I find that he starts blocking me when I go to get on a certain side, I'm going to drive that away. I didn't have Cindy do a lot of the work today, just purely because he was pretty dangerous kind of horse. And the second reason was, I could already tell that Cindy was very kind of timid. You know what I mean? She didn't really want to get in there. She was already kind of scared of him a little bit. Well, I didn't want that behavior to continue. The last thing I needed him to do is kick at her jump away, and then he thinks he won. So I handled most of the situation today because, obviously what she was doing was not working. So now if Cindy brought the horse back tomorrow, I'd probably have her do a lot of the work because I feel like the worst of it's over. Move those hind feet again. Move those hind feet again. Move those hind feet. Then go back and immediately rub it. Make the rubbing look easy. Make the rubbing look easy. Excellent. So before we work with his feet too much longer, I want to do a new exercise. It's what we call lunging for respect stage 2. What it is I'm going to send him around me, and I want him to stop and turn just like a cutting horse, like he is, and pivot on his hindquarters and go back the other way. I need a little bit more control, better control of his feet before I start trying to pick his feet up. I'm going to show him that by constantly moving your feet, that's a lot harder work than what? Standing still
Right.
and relaxing. And he's doing really good here. So now I'm going to yield. Okay. So I go back here and rub him again. Get it past his hock here. See how he doesn't like that?
Yep.
Again, until he'll accept this, I can't go to picking it up very much with my hands, put it that way. Because he's still got too much defensiveness around just his leg being picked up. Now I'm going to pull it and release it. Pull it and release it. Notice when I pull it, I just kind of let it go straight away.
Yeah.
Every time something grabs his leg, he thinks it's going to be a battle. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That somebody's going to hang on to it aggressively. Notice how I pull it and release it, and I'm like, hey, I don't care.
Right.
Just casual about it. You know what I mean? There we go. I like that. Now he's not. Oh, I like that. See that? Mm-hmm. See when I pull on it now, he's not snapping it up. He's got his toe resting on the ground. Okay. I want to go back to his leg again. I want this to be the easy part. Well, when he went to kick at me, I could tell that when he kicked, he was pretty quick about it. And I could tell that he'd done that quite a few times, you know what I mean? So I knew it was more than just the average horse that didn't want his feet being handled. He not only didn't want his feet being handled, but he'd also developed, defense mechanism to get rid of you, which is kicking at you. That was one of the hardest things that I had to teach him, is I had to teach him, if you kick at me, I'm gonna up the pressure. I'm gonna move your feet. I'm gonna make you work. When you don't kick at me, I'm gonna make you feel good and leave you alone and let you relax.
It was interesting and surprising to see how he made him move his feet and how he did that. I wasn't sure how to get that accomplished, and I wasn't sure how you would react when the horse actually did kick at you, and I was kind of glad to see what he did.
Whenever he misbehaved, it was crucial, but immediately I went to moving his feet again to get his respect and to make him hustle and make him feel a little uncomfortable. But equally important, it was very important to go straight back to rubbing his feet. With enough repetition, Cindy's horse Blue, he realized that standing still was far easier than moving around and being disrespectful. move those feet. Then I go straight back into it again. There we go. That's a boy. Move him around. Move him around. Just relax just a little bit. How's that sound? Oh, you don't want to do that? You must want me to back you up a little bit, do you? Thank you for getting my attention. By the way, would you like to stand still and have a little rest? You know, I'm just asking you, would you like to have a rest here? I'm gonna pick this foot up. Good boy. Okay. Go move those feet again. Go move those feet again. Move that hindquarters. Run that hindquarters around. Run that hindquarters around. I was very happy overall with the results, okay? Again, the last 30% that, you know, I wasn't able to take the horse's foot all the way out the back and maybe hit it with a hammer and really be aggressive with it like a farrier would be, I wasn't able to get that done. But considering he went from a horse that was kicking people and people were scared to pick up his back feet to in the end, he wasn't kicking at all, he didn't 100% trust me, but he was a long way better than what he was in the beginning. Now I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that, meaning that he kind of went the kick, but he didn't put a lot of effort into it. He's kind of like, hell with it. You know what I mean? He thought about it, and then he said, you know what, I seem to be losing weight. Maybe I shouldn't kick at him.
I had a big question whether they could pick his foot up within a day, and it was really amazing how it really works, how quickly he gained his confidence and his trust in just a few hours.
Mentally, he's unsure about this.
Right.
He feels like he's vulnerable right now. So every time I pick it up and I rub it and he relaxes and I do that, he says, whew, I thought you were trying to cut my foot off. Man, that's good. And then I do it again and again and again.
He's calmer and has a softer eye, and it's not jumpy and ready to do whatever it is that you're going to ask of him. He seems much more willing.
The best piece of advice I can give Cindy is consistency is your greatest ally, inconsistency is your greatest enemy. If you don't go home and work with that horse, continue with it, and basically follow my method step by step, it'll only take 2 days and that horse will be back to the same old kicking, spooky horse again. You know, people want me to fix their problems. What I'm going to fix is the way that they interact with their horse. Ultimately, they're the ones that fix the horses in the end.
I think I can do this program at home. I won't be near as apt as Clinton is, but I'm going to work real hard and try to follow the steps. I'm going to purchase the program and really try to follow it. I think I'll get a lot from it.
Proud of you, mate.
Thank you.
Good job. Thank you for being on the show. Well, listen, mate, I hope you've enjoyed this week's television show. I certainly enjoyed working with this horse, and I hope it's given you some ideas to go home and work with your own horse. Remember, mate, all problems come from a lack of respect or fear. Get your horses respectful, get the fear out of them, and when you do that, your problems will disappear by themselves. Listen, mate, until next week, keep doing the method, and we'll see you next week right here. If you'd like more information, mate, on any of the products you've seen on today's show, click on our website at downunderhorsemanship.com and we'll send you a free catalog, mate.